Kenneth G Hasty, raw. In 3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone, Kenneth G Hasty here again with my series of videos for business owners and salespeople, sales management, to help you grow your sales and make more money. These are free videos. I'm a business growth consultant, so feel free to recommend me to people that need business growth consulting to help grow their businesses. That's at kennethghasty.com. I'm also the author of a book on selling called 77 Seconds to Sales Success. Check it out. You can get it at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, pretty much anywhere. All right, so today's video is called Should a Top Salesperson Be Promoted to Management? And the answer is a definite maybe. Well, let's think about that. I'll tell you first a story. I was recruited by a company, and I moved to California, and I became the Western Regional Manager, and it's a big company. So the first thing they told me is, after I accepted, is, oh, by the way, the top salesperson in the area, I was also the rep of the year last year, we kind of insinuated or more or less promised that she would be promoted to regional manager if the slot came available. And so she's kind of upset. So, do what you need to do if you need to fire her or whatever. I was like, oh, wow, great. Well, so I happened to know the person, or at least, had some interaction with her. And so we were friendly, which was good. So, one of my first jobs that I wanted to do is secure my top salespeople in the region. And so we met at a Starbucks. We sat across from each other. She was kind of quiet and mad, and she was very seriously considering putting in her resignation. Now, I knew if I had to replace a top salesperson, that's going to take a Herculaneum amount of effort on my, I hope I said that right, on my part, to replace that. Somebody that skilled with that much success and, year over year salesperson of the year. And so I was very candid, and I sat down, I said, again, I was going to say her name, I can't do that. I said, tell me what you want. What do you want from your career? What are you looking for? And so she started to lay it out. And I said, you know what? You do not want to be a regional manager. I promise you that. And she's like, well, why not? And I said, well, here's the thing. You want autonomy. You want to be able to do some things and, have management authority on a lot of things. But here's what you don't want. A regional manager really has no authority to speak of. Sure, there's a budget, and sure, you've got yes and no authority and stuff, but in the most simplified version, if you're a regional manager, your job is to take the corporate mantra and convincingly deliver it to your salespeople so that they carry on to deliver the money back to corporate, et cetera. Now, your job is also to take whatever the salespeople are wanting and needing and go try to convince corporate that they need to give you whatever it is, the money or the authority or whatever whatever it may be. So it's a really kind of a lonely position. And this is what I was explaining to her. I said, when you're a salesperson, you've got total autonomy and, you go do what you want, when you want, as long as you're selling, nobody really cares. Once you're in management, everybody's watching you. It's all about numbers and budgets and things, completely different skill package. So long story short is she agreed. She was rep of the year again under my region, and we're still friends today. And it's been a while back. So, sometimes just having those, explaining what that means. In her case, she should not, she could have and probably would have done a good job, but she wouldn't have been happy as a regional manager. So if you're the corporation and you're looking at promoting your top salesperson to the regional manager, we'll switch hats here. My hair okay? So then we'll be the corporation. We'll take it from the management perspective. Okay, so I've got a top salesperson, and they want to be a regional manager. They all do. Not necessarily a regional, but whatever your next step is for them. But oftentimes that's a regional or area manager. So you're like, they want to be that person. They want to have people under them. They want to have that authority. They want to have that respect. And then and indeed that's a possibility, but it is an entirely different skill set. So as management, you have to look at a couple things. One, once that person leaves the territory, what are you going to do? I mean, are you going to absorb it amongst the other salespeople? Are you going to have hire a new person, which is most likely to replace the body that you had there in the first place. Okay, so how long is it going to take that person to come up to speed? Et cetera, et cetera. So you have to look at it from the short-term economic perspective. The next thing you have to look at is this regional manager. How qualified are they really for management? How qualified are they to do budgets and oversee people and human resources and handle things correctly, et cetera. And I've seen that backfire many times. In two cases I can think of, they started hitting on the reps that were underneath them, and gambled, risked getting the company into sexual harassment lawsuits, and so that had to be taken care of. In other cases, they just quit after a short time because usually, unfortunately, there's no going back. Once you've promoted somebody to management, either their ego or the company policies, or they've already been replaced in the field or whatever, there's usually not a going back. So unfortunately, what was your top salesperson a year ago or 6 months ago is now your ex-employee. Now what? All because we tried to placate them to let them be a regional manager. So I think the real answer to this is yes, maybe, but they need to really understand thoroughly what that role entails. It's not just walking in a little taller because you got people under you and stuff. It's a matter of the responsibility that goes with it. It's a matter of, it's not just you selling your quota anymore. Let's say you got 6 reps. Now you have to bring in 6 times what you did before. And guess what? You have to do it through other people. So you have to be able to sit back, coach these other people to bring in 6 times what you're bringing in by yourself. And you've got to accommodate them, and you got to take care of all the paperwork that goes with everything, all the HR things. You've got to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You got to do their budgeting, the forecasting. You got to help them every time they want a day off. Every time they want a vacation, the same time somebody else wants a vacation, and they don't want to go to that trade show, but everybody else wants to go to that trade show. How come so and so gets to go to that trade? The next thing you know, you're like, So regional manager is a tough position, or any position like that. So if you're a top salesperson, really think it through and say, what do I like my autonomy and being able to do what I want to do? And almost always the top salesperson makes more money per year than a regional manager does. And secondly, if you're the corporation, do you want to pull your top salesperson out of the field? If you do, then make sure you're training them well. Make sure you put them through the appropriate HR training, budgeting training, forecasting training. Make it so that's hard for them to fail. And make sure they've got the personality for it. So that's what I would say. So should a top salesperson be promoted to management? You tell me. All right, Kenneth G Hasty signing off. If you like these videos, please feel free to like, forward, retweet, and we'll keep making them. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.